Hope you're all having a good, whoa. All right, there we go. And thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. We've got anonymous follows here, so feel free to lurk or say howdy, whatever you're comfortable with. We're gonna be working on our sweater here. Desperately trying to finish this in the next 3 weeks. And we're on the last panel. Knit-spin Weave, how are you doing? Sounds like you do all the fun things. Hope you're having a good one. We're on the final panel of this sweater. We've done the back, we've done the sleeves. We're not, or sorry, yeah, we've done the back. This is the front panel. We're about, well, we're on row 58 of 190. But the decreasing starts at 110, 112. So we're halfway to the decreasing. Decreasing is definitely when it starts to get easier, because there's a lot of cables here. Lovely sweater, thank you. We're making slow progress here. The front cables are coming along nicely, but it's just lots and lots of cabling. So hope you're doing well. You working on any big projects or any projects right now? Let's see. Knit. Just gonna be plugging away at this for a bit. Normally on stream, I'd start a few hours ago and we'd be doing a lot more knitting, doing some manga reading or whatever. Tonight, since I'm starting kind of late, starting maybe like 3 hours later than normal, we'll probably just do some knitting and maybe we'll read Azumanga Daioh. I think we'll keep it easy tonight. Also, I think Akira is going to be a really long chapter. It looks like it's a lot of lore. But we'll save that one for tomorrow, I think. Oh, you're doing a corner-to-corner blanket? Nice. Trying to get, oh no, trying to get your whips down. Oh, good luck. What is the corner-to-corner? What type of blanket? Are you doing like a classic corner-to-corner, or are you doing like a pixel art type of picture blanket? I started to practice corner to corner a week or so ago, just getting kind of used to the basics of it. And it went okay. It went okay. So we'll probably do a little bit more corner to corner at some point. Oh, random strips, using up leftover. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a great way to use up leftover bits of yarn and stuff. Yeah, I want to use corner to corner to kind of do pixel art stuff. So we kind of started the basics of like, oh, okay, well that's how you change and blah blah blah. I need to get used to all the other mechanics, like when to carry over yarn and all that crap. But kind of, you know, cutting down on the works in progress, I really want to finish this sweater. We started this sweater, I think, back in January, and we put it on pause for some other projects, but now this is kind of the major project, and I want to just focus on it and get it done. This is my first sweater, and so I want to have it done for the holidays and everything. We finished up another major project, which was a double knit scarf. That took up a lot of time. We also did a big crochet project. It was a, what do you call it? A mosaic tile pattern. Very big crochet project. It was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. You're being brutal. It's the frog pounder finish. Oh no. Hey, you know, sometimes you just gotta rip it out, right? Man, I've been trying to get around 6 rows done of knitting every day, and more or less been hitting that, kind of occasionally getting a little bit more, but this weekend was a little bit sporadic because of travel and stuff. I was up in Philadelphia on Friday for a board gaming convention, so I was out all day for that, so no knitting at all that day. And today, again, we're starting later than normal, so we'll probably get 3 rows done here, maybe 4, which isn't bad. I'll take it. But I'm hoping this Thanksgiving weekend that I'll get a lot more time to catch up and do some rows. But we shall see. I would also like to clean and do some other things, so I may be unrealistic in all the things that I want to try to get done. Oh, and I want to sleep. Sleep also, please. And not work. Not work would also be good, please. Well, I wish you the best on the corner to corner. How far along are you on that? This sounds like, what's the song, In Your Head? What, is that Alanis Morissette? Who is that? It's not that song. In your head. Oh, Zombie. It's Zombie. Cranberries. Zombie. Okay, no. It was not Zombie. All right. Retirement is wonderful. Oh, I bet so. I can't wait. You're on the final stretch. Oh, nice. Oh, that's great. So what's next then after the C2C? So I take it from your name, you also do spinning and stuff, which is awesome. I'm kind of curious what your preferred spinning methods are. If you have a wheel or spindle, or I'm guessing you wheel spin. I also don't want to distract you from your blanket, so don't let me be too annoying with my questions, please. It's easy for me to talk and continue to knit than for you to type and try to crochet. Although that reminds me, when I was starting to do that double-sided scarf, the double knit scarf, I was trying to figure out whether I was going to crochet or knit with one yarn in each hand, or try to do both in one, or whether I was going to use a ring. Do I have the still have the ring around here? Anyway, there was like a ring device that was supposed to help you separate the yarn, and that thing was so annoying because you had to set it up, and then like if you moved, you had to reset. Oh, it was a nightmare. I finally found a video that showed a good way to do double knit without having to use a ring, and that's what we used to do the scarf. But that would have been impossible to do anything, because like, you know, I frequently like let go of the yarn and re-grab. Like, that would have been impossible with that technique. It took too long to set up the yarn again. Anyway. Oh, you use both wheels and spindles. Nice. You know those rings, you don't use them. Yeah. I ended up doing a method where I had one yarn come across this finger and the other yarn come across this finger, and that worked way better. Way easier to set up, way easier to let go and kind of redo and everything. Interesting idea. But maybe if I played with it more, but I found ways to get around not needing it. So. Oh, you use yarn in each hand, that works well for you. I tried that at the beginning just to see, to like on a test piece. And it was one of those cases where I'm like, well, if I practice this more, I could get used to it. The problem is I was not used to holding the yarn in my left hand. Even though, right, I'm a left-handed knitter, so I hold my yarn in my right like crochet. So I'm not used to holding the yarn in this hand. And so my tension wasn't great with this hand. And so with practice, I could have gotten there, but I was like, you know what? I found the method with both yarns in one hand. It worked perfectly fine. So like, we're good. I didn't need to slow down to try to learn a new method and get better at it. Because the last thing I wanted to do was like start a project with like loose tension and then have the tension change over time. That would be bad for the project. So like, yeah, we're fine. What years of throwing you learned to pick 10 years ago. And it took forever to change over. Wow, okay. I'm curious, did you start crocheting and then knitting, or did you start with knitting and then crochet? Part of the reason I ask is I started with crochet, and with crochet, this is how I hold my yarn with crochet. So this was very natural for me to do with knitting, and it just sort of naturally lended me to this style, which is more like a continental style knitting. Like it felt natural. I didn't need to relearn anything. I hold the yarn. This is the exact same way I hold my yarn. Knitting at 5 and crochet when you're 7, you're now 60. Okay. Nice. I think I learned crochet when I was about 8 or maybe 10. I didn't really pick up knitting until much later, and I'm now almost 50, so really I didn't get into knitting much consistently until about a year ago. I had done a knitting project about 12 years ago, but it was a very simple knitting project. And I'm purling here. And then I didn't do any knitting after that, so I basically kind of lost it all. So it's really only the last year that I picked it up again, and I've been consistent with it and doing more. So tension beautiful. Oh, thank you. I'm actually, so I just bought some mats for blocking. I've never blocked a piece before, and I'm going to start blocking these to get ready for sewing them together. That'll be a first for me too. I have not done that before. So I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to learn a lot. Need a lot of help, I'm sure. So this is, I've done the sleeves. Sleeves are done. This is the back piece. Oops, sorry. That's the back of the back piece. This is the back piece. You can see it's kind of raglan style. And we did a tubular cast on. We did a tubular cast on so that the hem looks really, ribbing looks really great. But I'll do my first blocking attempt probably sometime in the next couple weeks, because I think this will still take a couple weeks to finish. You can see, right, I've still got the waste yarn on this piece. I haven't removed it yet. But that was my first time doing a tubular cast on, and really a big fan of how that looks. So, and this is really, I did do one other cable project. It was a hat. This is also like my first like big cable project. So a lot of firsts with this one, and I am learning a lot. This is the first time I've tried a fitted piece, right? Everything's been a scarf or a hat. We'll see whether this thing fits me. I took the size that's about like my width, but then, so it was like a smaller size, but then I added length to it. So I added like so I'm kind of like a medium build, but I'm tall. So I added 3 inches to everything, the length of the sleeves, the body. We'll see whether this works. This could turn out terrible. I think it'll be fine. What could go wrong? Did we swatch? Yes, we did swatch. Actually, I tested out a bunch of yarns, swatching with the basket weave. Yeah, here's actually my swatch with this yarn, and it matched pretty well, I think, with the I don't remember anymore, but we were pretty close. So I think we're good, but we'll find out. Because I mean, right at the end of the day, again, like I'm measuring myself, like what could go wrong? Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see. Where do you? Oh, that's awesome! You used to own a yarn store. Hey, Daioh, good evening. How are you? Yeah, famous last words, right? When we finished the first sleeve, we did the sleeves first, and when I held up the sleeve, right, it fits. So I think we're good. But it is a little bit nerve-wracking to be like, I really won't know for sure with this sweater until we put it all together. And, you know, if it doesn't fit me, it'll fit someone. It'll fit a very lucky someone. Yeah. Daioh, how goes your dragonfly scarf shawl thing? Once we finish this sweater, I kind of got to figure out what we're going to do next. We had taken a break during when we finished our last major project, and we did some crochet. I crocheted a bunch of like fun little things, including this Cthulhu, this cute Cthulhu, and we made a smaller version of my hat. We made actually like lots of hats for the Cthulhu. We'll have to figure out like what else we're gonna do. I may do more corner to corner to kind of like work through that. I think it would be good to have a smaller project for a while to get through some like a bunch of little things for once. The one downside to a project this big is just right. It's like, ugh, this again, and this for the next couple months, especially when I'm only working on it for like an hour or two a day. Good, you're trying a new pattern you found on YouTube that would Fix your dragonfly conundrum. Yep. At every row, she says, it's simple. Don't go away. I don't go away. Oh, I tell you, it's easy. Believe me. And like, have some confidence. This is a tutorial. Wait, like, don't go away, meaning like, please keep watching the video. Well, hey, I hope that one works out for you. Please, I need your views. I need you to keep watching the video to the end. Is it also like a 30-minute video when it probably could have been like a 5-minute video? Yeah, you get bored, so you end up casting on, warping up, or grabbing a hook. Yeah, right. So I know what you mean about cutting down on the whips. Like, I would love to start a bunch of projects, and I've been resisting that desire until this one's done. I'm trying. Same pattern, but 2 stitches are different? Okay, we're good. All right, we are on B11. B11 of our bigger cable row. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 2 stitches are different. It has a knit and a purl. Wait, what? It's supposed to be crochet. 2 stitches out of a 12-row repeat. Okay. So very similar pattern, but some differences there. Do you think those 2 stitches are enough to make it a right triangle? Daioh was trying to do it like a dragonfly pattern crochet shawl, but it came out more isosceles than a right triangle. Hey, sure, Misfire, how are you doing? So he was trying to, he found another pattern, apparently, that might work. How'd the spinning turn out? Doing well, excellent. Not bad. Today was a busy day. Today was like a really full day. Oh, I left my stuff in the car. Crap. So I went to the H Mart. Today. I had my friend's birthday party. He lives near the H Mart. H Mart is the Korean market. And I went to the video game store. There's a retro video game store near there, and I bought like 5 or 6 old Nintendo games, which was probably went good. Got a lot done. Your bobbin's almost half full. Nice. How much of that cotton that you carded have you been able to use up then? It was looking great. Nice. Are you gonna dye that too? You're making a rectangle, the same dragonfly, but instead of the slip stitch, it's a bobble. And you do 4 repeats, and she does 3 of the whole thing. A bobble though, instead of a slip. That's a big difference. Well, I hope it works out for you. Yeah, what I get at the H Mart, I got some soba. Honestly, I am blanking on what I got at the H-Mart. I got some Pocky-like thing. I got some alcohol for my friend for his birthday. I got something else though that like, oh, they had some like, I don't know what to call it. I would call it generic tea. They had sencha. And I call it generic because it just says like special sencha in Japanese. It doesn't say where it's from. So to me, that means it's generic. I also got like a little can of matcha, like really cheap matcha. I'm curious how bad it is. What else did I get? I know I got something else. I got an extra bottle of the one alcohol thing. It was called Good Friends. It didn't say what kind of alcohol it was, but it was in Korean and they had a pineapple flavor. So I may regret that one. It's like 14%. So I'm also not clear, like, is it like a sochu or whatever? We'll find out. I might drink that on stream at some point. Drunken knitting. You will dye it, okay. And you use that as a reference for the dye colors you have? So you dye, oh, okay, so you're gonna make a reference set. Oh, nice. So with cotton, you don't need acid dyes, right? You use a different type of dye? I initially like looked at a bunch of dyeing stuff last year, but I never got around to it. But all with wool, not cotton. The rest is identical, so you do, oh, so you'll still do a slip stitch in the 4th repeat. Okay. But you got a bobble, apparently. Yeah, 14%. Yeah, so it's not like vodka. But it's not a beer. But it's also not like a wine. So I'm not sure what it is. We'll take a look at it, I guess. Oh, Semi! Oh wait. Plant fibers need an alkaline environment and don't require heat. You need fiber reactive dyes. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, wait, hold on. We got a massive streak. Semi is one of our forerunners of streaking. The master streaker. Hold on. Okay. All right, let me finish this section. I hope you get lucky. Well, with 40, you'd have to be unlucky not to get anything. Okay, hold on. Hold the music. We got a 40 stream streak. You know what that means. We celebrate stream streaks by streaking ourselves here. Let me warm up the streakers. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Thank you, Semi, for the 40 stream streak. Let's go, streakers! Thank you. I think that was like 50, but we'll take it. Thank you, Semi, for the 40 stream streak. There was one chungo. Was there anything else in there? I missed it. There was also a pancake, but that was Daioh. Semi, thank you so much for the 40 stream streak. That means this week, I need to prepare more. I need to prepare at least one more low probability streaker. And then I need to prepare a low probability streaker for the Gojo series. So we're going to get really complicated. When we hit 50, we're going to switch over to 10 streaks as one Gojo. So a 50 streak will be 5 Gojos. And then when you hit 55, it'll be 5 Gojos and then 5 normal streaks. We're going to get really complicated with this. But in the Gojo series, there will be an even more rare. Well, there'll be another rare streaker in the Gojo series. It's going to get crazy. It's also so I don't have to spam the button 50 times when we hit 50. Although it would be funny. It would be funny. But if we were to do that, I would really prefer to have like an automated version of it. Because I also don't want to just like wear up my Stream Deck prematurely because I've hit the streak button like a million times. Which would also be funny. But that would also be it would be something. In any case, thank you again, Semi. So anyway, we were talking about dyeing cotton. So I assume you have a whole set of colors for the cotton, and you're gonna create like your sort of reference set. Is that what you're saying? We're going in front. You bought a kit. Okay. What did I just lose a stitch? No, there's two there. Never mind. What do you get or in the colors for the like what's considered like the basic colors? This will be your first attempt at making yarn. You're not super invested in how well it turns out. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, still, even if it's just like a reference set, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious. The part of the reason I ask is with the woodblock prints. Theoretically, you can make any pigment with three, more or less three pigments. Oh, we're on just the knit version. Nice. Okay, so we can just knit across here. Great, that means I don't have to pay attention. The same goes with like watercolor and everything, right? You just need, in essence, cyan, magenta, and yellow. And you can make all the colors from that. So if you wanted, you could really just buy 3 dyes or whatever, 3 pigments. The thing is, if you're going to make a lot of red, it may be easier to buy a pigment that's red and just use that rather than mixing up your own red every time. Just kind of like watercolor normally is. Oh, that's the kit on Amazon. Jacquard Poisson tie-dye powder. Okay. Soda ash. Oops. So they've got, of course, I just, all right, come on. Golden yellow, antique gold, brilliant orange, fire engine red, magenta, fuchsia, marine violet. Was that teal? No, turquoise, medium blue, cobalt blue, emerald green, chocolate brown, and jet black. All right. Definitely need to practice your color wheel. Well, it looks like they don't have a, you do have a magenta here, but you don't have a cyan or a turquoise, so you'll definitely need to play around. even the yellow, you don't have like a true yellow. But you'll have a lot of great colors there. I've been slowly cleaning up down in the basement. I've been trying to make room for, I bought a pen tablet, and I want to have it available down here. But it's way bigger than I thought it was going to be, which is funny because like it very clearly says how big it is, but you know, even when I get out a measuring tape and look at that, I'm like, okay. And then it's like, oh no, this is big. But reason for me saying that is I've been like discovering things that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. I think the issue we're having when all the primary colors were by themselves and in large amounts. Ah, okay. That's pretty typical, I think. Hey, Corin, how are you doing? Happy. Oh, wait. By checking in, see if they have a different kit. I'd be curious if they do the magenta, cyan, yellow, or if they do the just red, blue, yellow. Thank you for the boob shine, Corin. How are you? Oh, so one of the books that I found, it's this crazy idling in Final Fantasy. Well, here's speaking of Final Fantasy, I got this ages ago. It was published in 2002, and it's actually right. It says upper volume, so there's a lower volume, and there's also a volume 2. It is this very strange, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a mixture of like words and almost like story and art. And then it will be like, okay, here's the world guide for all 6 games. And you can see, right? They did all this sort of like special art in the background, like real stuff. So like drama. By drama, they mean the story. So like, here's the story of the first game. And it's partly like in and look how tiny this is, right? Actually, right? This looks like it's more than, because there's Final Fantasy IV. But anyway, so here's Final Fantasy 1. And it's like, here's the a flow chart of the story. And then Final Fantasy 2. Flow chart of the story. And then and so it goes through all of them. And then you'll go into the next section, and it's like crystals. And then you get like a story about the crystals again with like some real pictures in the background, very artsy. And they talk about the general role of the crystals. And then it's like, here are the crystals in Final Fantasy 1. Here's the crystals in Final Fantasy 2. Right? Here's the crystals in Final Fantasy 4, right? So you get the dark and the light crystals, right? It goes through like different aspects of the games. And again, like here's graphics of the world maps, but like done in this weird diagonal style. So it's like an art house book, but also then in really, really tiny font. I mean, look at this. So yeah, I got this ages ago, and I just realized, right, two other books in this series, and I looked them up. The books themselves are about like 20 bucks. But the shipping would be like 40 or 50 bucks a piece. So maybe if at some point I get to Japan, I'll find a used bookstore and pick up the other two. But I kind of laughed when I saw this because, yeah, it's like it was sort of a coffee table book, but it's like typical Japanese, like we made it really tiny. So maybe at some point we'll look through that in a little bit more detail. But, it's but again, like we need to read it from the beginning to understand like why did they make this? Like again, because it has that like art house feel to it. Of they put a lot of care into that, the design, the graphical design of the pages and the information. Anyway, I'm sure there's a story behind. Oh, and who published it? Digicube. So again, this was published in 2002, and you can see it was 1,800 yen. So right, in today's money, that's like 13 bucks or something. But even then, it was like maybe 18 bucks. Oh, we got another 40 stream streak. Okay, you and Semi are neck and neck here. Crap, man. All right, hold on. Let me get to the end of this section. We got a strut going on. By the way, don't forget, we do have that new emote. A new animated emote. Strutting your stuff. Courtesy of the Art Womble. You get to add it to your other favorite emote. Yeah, you can look at yourself strutting. So, all right, let's celebrate here. Pause the music. Okay. Heaven help us all. We've got another stream streak. Let's go. 40 stream streak. Thank you, Corin, for the 40 stream streak. Let's go, streakers. Was there anything in there? One to grow. Corin, thank you for the, that was a lot of streaking. You didn't get any special, man. We need to get the probability charts out. The probability of, yeah, I was gonna say Semi had a 4 stream streak and only got 1. I'll pull out the probability charts at some point so that we can like verify, like, hey, what's the chance of you getting whatever? It's a polynomial distribution type of probability, so it's relatively straightforward, but it's easier to figure out with a calculator. Anyway, thank you, Corin. Oh, so by the way, dare I bring math into this? Yeah, it's like Pokemon. How dare you? I got a pen tablet. It came, I think it came on Thursday. No, it came on Saturday. I got a pen tablet. It came on Saturday. I'm trying to make room for it. I'm probably gonna get Clip Studio Paint or Clip Paint Studio, or what it's called. I had a question on Moko, and a couple people have answered. I was trying to figure out whether to go with the perpetual, the permanent license, or the monthly. But as far as I can tell, the monthly pricing seems to be like a better deal. Well, okay, so here's the thing. So check this out. Clip Studio Paint, you can buy, I need to go for the X version. So they have a Pro version and an X version. The X version has animations. So if you look at the comparison, they've got animation tools. PDF export I could probably also use. The other things I wouldn't need, but I really do want to do animations. They say you can do simple animations, but only up to 24 frames with the Pro. So it's like, okay, fine, go with the X. If you want the permanent license, it's on sale right now, 180 bucks. Okay. The yearly cost for a subscription is 45 bucks. So you would need to subscribe for 4 years to make up buying the permanent license. I think they came out with version 3 like a year or two ago. So from this price comparison, I don't see a benefit in not going with the monthly. Or going with the year plan. Because even if in a year or two they come out with version 5, like I've spent less than half of this. And then if I don't feel like version 5 adds enough features that it's like, oh, of course I would have bought that, then at some point, does it include updates? I think if you buy the perpetual license, I don't know. I think they include the updates for this, but when version 5 comes out, no, you've got version 4. They'll give you an upgrade. So for example, oh, it's up here. So if you've got version 3 and you want to upgrade to version 4, it's 50 bucks on sale. So you can upgrade to the new version, but it also costs. Yeah. So again, right, if you go with a yearly subscription, I think you just hop over, if a new version comes out, you just hop over to the new subscription or the new version. So again, it's like, I'm not sure there's any value in buying a perpetual license. And then maybe at some point, if you're like, yeah, you guys are just like adding marginal features that are like, I don't care, which is what Sibelius does, right? Sibelius is at the point where the stuff they're adding, it's like, I'd rather you fix the stuff that is basic and that doesn't work quite right. They don't do that. But they don't offer that. You can only have a subscription with Sibelius. Then maybe at some point it's like, yeah, okay, you know, I'll buy this version and I don't care about any of your new bells and whistles because they're, you know, AI or some other crappy thing that I don't want to use or blah, blah, blah. So I'm kind of leaning to the yearly thing. I'm kind of leaning there. But I was asking folks on Moko, you know, what people think or what people do, just to try to get some more thoughts, because I've clearly got a very specific kind of idea, but looking for other viewpoints to make sure I'm not missing something or misconstruing something. Anyway, but all the point of that is, hopefully at some point in the near future, we'll be doing a dry run with all that stuff. I want to be making, for good or for ill, some stuff for the stream. And I can't afford to hire someone to make all the stuff that I want to do, so might as well just learn how to do it ourselves. Bite the bullet. Yeah, it does look like the monthly or yearly is better if you want to just keep up with the updates. And it's also just, well, it might be cheaper in the long run. I don't know. We're purling. So anyway, hopefully sometime this week we'll get a chance to play with that a little bit. This is Thanksgiving week here in America, so I'm hoping to take a half day off on Wednesday and be off the rest of the week. So we'll see whether that plan survives contact with everyone else. Leave some talent reserve. Hey, you know, I didn't say I'm any good at it. Alright, I can't seem to get like a clean... Can't seem to get a clean stitch here. Alright, there we go. That's close enough. Alright, we got ads coming up. I think I purl twice. I do need to get caught up on the woodblock prints this week too. I've done some carving off stream. I'm trying to finish up the coach base print. That's for thee, but not for me. How? How's that possible, Shermisfire? Can't a strut. What witchery? Jazz hands. Magic. Oh, yeah. So tonight's gonna be a little bit different since I had to start late. We're not gonna read Akira tonight because it's gonna be like an hour, probably a little bit longer chapter. And rather than try to squeeze that in tonight, I'm gonna knit a little bit longer, and we're gonna read some Azumanga Daioh. And we'll read Akira tomorrow when we have kind of like a normal time. Part of the reason I want to make sure we do Azumanga Daioh is Azumanga Daioh has been very popular on YouTube for some reason. It's not completely consistent, but more consistently than the others, the videos actually get a lot more play than normal. It's the weirdness of the YouTube algorithm again. All right. One of the recent Azumanga Daioh videos has gotten like 500 views, which is kind of what the old stuff would get, my shorts and stuff. But none of the manga videos ever got that sort of that views. So something is going on with like when I did lots of shorts, the shorts would like sometimes trigger up to 10,000. And then it finally died out to where it was like only maybe like 500, and then maybe occasionally a couple thousand. But the manga videos were always maybe like in the single digits, and maybe it would get like 20. But again, Azumanga has routinely been getting more and more views, and this one of the last ones hit 500, which with a high percent of likes, like with 500 views, it's got like 34 likes, which is pretty high for a YouTube video percent. And yeah, so I don't know why. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, but it's, and people aren't watching the whole thing, but it's like, okay. So I want to be able to make sure I do Azumanga. It's also pulled in a lot more subscribers than the other videos. Or than they typically do. We're gonna purl first here. At least some people are leaving a like, yeah. Yeah, it's funny that seems to be happening more with the Azumanga Daioh videos than any of the other manga too. This is kind of funny that it's happening with this, because Azumanga Daioh is an old series at this point, whereas like I would have thought something would have happened with Yotsuba, and it really hasn't. Everything in cycles, yeah. That feels like YouTube. Hmm? Laundry time? Alright. We'll give it probably about 30 minutes. Maybe another 45 minutes. We'll keep knitting. And then we'll read Azumanga. So we should be able to do another, oops. Should be able to do another 2 rows at least. So that'll be good. That'll put us about like 5 rows, which is not bad. And we'll take that. We're on row 60 right now. So we're more than halfway to where we start decreasing. We're about to hit the bonus song for R-Type 0. This is a pretty funny song. This is like a bonus track. Every day. Kimi to fall in love. Hey, Veranza, how are you doing? Happy weekend. Kimito fall in love with you. Kimito. You're my best friend, number one. The lyrics of this song are a hoot. Always searching. All in love. That's the bonus song. Then they have an instrumental version of it. In which you can still hear, like, faintly some of the voices. It's kind of funny. Hey, Nonsense Stitches, how are you doing? You're knitting? Very nice. What are you knitting on? We are on row 60 of this piece. Trying to finish this up in the next couple weeks. This is the last piece of the sweater. So I want to finish this up somewhere in the first or second week of December so we can assemble the sweater and have it ready to go for the holidays. And there we go. That is the end of the bonus. All right, let's find something else to listen to. That was Final Fantasy R-Type. Man, I'm not sure many people played that game. Or Zero Type. Anyway. Working on your Paragold. 3/4 done. Nice. Well, that's great. Congratulations. Hope that continues going smoothly. Everything seemed to be in order. I think, like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel with this project, which is, we've already done most of this already. The only thing that's different about this part is that we have to start to take into account the neck early on this. Where on the back piece, we did not account for the neck at all. So that will be a little bit different, but I looked through the instructions a little bit back, and it doesn't look anything like too crazy. And then the really big thing is just sewing it all together. I have not done that before, so no idea what to expect. And I actually don't even know how to do it. Like, I get that you're sewing together the selvage, but like, I don't know, like, what's the way to do that, you know? So we'll have to like learn all that. I'll also be doing blocking, which will be different. I have not blocked anything yet, other than technically these tentacles, but that didn't really count. It was sort of simple blocking of just like getting them to lay flat rather than like stretching or shaping. 6. Shots from like it does count. Wait, what did I say? It doesn't count. Blocking will be an interesting trick. Yeah. Oh, blocking tentacles. I'm like, I don't remember what I said doesn't count. Meh. I sprayed water and I put a pin in it. I don't know. It seemed kind of cheap. That is literally blocking. Blocking tentacles, yes. Yeah, I know, but it's sort of like, oh, look. You put down a shirt. I don't know. I think that's... We'll call that like blocking light. Blocking light trademark. That's right. Cantor trademark. My trademarks are when you need to be very like nitnoid specific. I don't think this really counts. It kind of like, it feels like, oh yes, I'm a home chef. You know, I put a TV dinner in the microwave and cook it. That's what it feels like. And you are not a chef. You were some sort of chef. Wait a minute. One of these things is easier than the other. Like inviting someone over, it's like, I'll prepare a fine meal. Like, this is Stouffer's. And it's the finest. Corin, like, dying in the corner. Oh yes, I cook at home. Anyway, sorry. It's all different perspectives of like what counts. It counts. On that note, I need to get this stuff out of the car before anything freezes. I don't think it'll freeze. I think we're fine. But I need to use the restroom anyway. So let's take a break. We'll take a stretch break. Um, donate on stories. The pre-made lasagna is pretty good. Okay, well there you go. But you know, if you were gonna invite someone over for lasagna, you probably might tell them, or maybe it would be like a little check, like, hey, I'm gonna take this out, put it in a glass pan, and I'm gonna cook this sucker, and we'll see if they can tell. You know, make some garlic bread, have a frozen cheesecake. Be like, et voila. All right, I need to go get this stuff out of my car. I will be right back. I will look forward to all the hateful things in the chat when I get back. Oh. All right. Yeah, this sweater, well, unless if it doesn't fit, then it'll be a gift for someone else. All right. Here's the games I got. I bought a bunch of Nintendo games. I got Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Party on, dude! Battle Tank. Gary Kitchen's Battle Tank, no less. Air Fortress, which is... Ooh. Maniac Mansion. Maniac Mansion. And then Barai Fighter. So, there we go. Picked up five old Nintendo games. Add those to the library. I've got a lot of old NES games. All right, let's do... We're going to do one more row here. We're going to do one more row. And I think then we'll read some Azumanga Daioh. Well, actually, we'll go to 8:45, so however long that... Wait. Right. Wait. Oh. Oh. Okay. Hey, that's good. Wait, we were on the wrong side? I'm so confused. Damn it. I was on the wrong side the whole time. Man, I hope I did that right. I hate it when that happens. Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm sure it was fine. Sure it was fine. I'm sure my brained appropriately. So we're actually on the right side here. We're a row ahead of where I thought we were. Oops. Yeah, I'm sure we're fine. I mean, what could have gone wrong? I have a vague recollection of slipping stitches, so we're probably fine. Fine. Okay, well, let's pause because this is definitely not right. We were on B13. Wait a minute. No. Oh, okay. I got ahead of myself. Wait a minute. Ooh. Ooh, wait a minute. Is this right? Ugh. So that was row 60 that we finished. And we did row 12. Yeah, because now we're on B13 and we'll be crossing the middle cable. And that's B13. Yeah. Okay. So no. We're behind where I thought we were. We're on row 61. I thought we were on 63. Okay, we're fine. See, this is where the reason I knew is because you can see these two are knits and knits. This is basket weave, so this is supposed to be purling now. And my row set to knit. I'm like, no, that's not right. So it's because I was ahead 2 rows. See, it always helps to be aware of where you are. Double check. So the other thing, I need to drop a question on the Moko chat server on the tech stream area. There's a recent picture of a USB, like PCI card or whatever they are called now. PCIe card. I didn't realize you could get that for your expansion slots. I've been using an off-board USB hub that's like theoretically powered. I would like to make that like part of the computer rather than like, oh, I've got a USB that then plugs into a bank with 8 USBs that plugs in and is powered. But I need to look into kind of like what are some good options, how you know that they're powered, and how you know you're not exceeding the power of your power supply, all those like sort of like basic questions. It's one thing that I don't understand about my current computer, which is like which USBs are powered and which ones aren't. And I don't know how to tell. Or I don't know if they're all powered, you know, whatever. That's like a mystery to me at this point. I don't know how to know or not. And I haven't had the time to kind of figure it out. But given all the things that I continue to plug in, I think I need to figure that out. I'm pretty sure I'm getting close to overloading my power circuit as it is. I feel like I'm just adding more and more stuff to this thing. Both the computer and just to the power socket on the wall. Okay, so the last one crossed right over left, so this one should cross. We should be putting these 3 in back, right? No, in front. All right, well, that's why I look. Oh, right, we want this to go under. So we want this to go on. No. I said front, right? Yeah. Yeah, this weekend ended up being way busier than I thought it was going to be. So it will be nice. I just checked when I went out and took my car to grab the games and the stuff from the H Mart. I checked my calendar for the work week and Wednesday is blank. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Wednesday stays blank. I intend to work from home in the morning for like half a day. But since I usually get up at like 5, that means I could be done by like 10:30 with a half day. And it would be great if everyone respects that. We shall see, though. We shall see. You always get the person that's like, yeah, I'm just going to send emails on like, you know, Thanksgiving, Friday after Thanksgiving. Like, please, please, just wait till Monday. And I paused. Today was the last day for us to do enrollment for the yearly enrollment of benefits at work. And I think I went on yesterday and finalized them. Oh. Yearly benefit option stuff. Ugh. Okay. All right. We are on the later part of the honeycomb pattern, which should mean taking 2 stitches here and holding them to the front. And then we alternate front and back across. Yep. Okay, so the next 2 going back. You got bought out by a bigger company. The benefits are almost as good as LabCorp, which has killer healthcare and other benefits. Oh, nice. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with our benefits. I've been going with an HSA for the last like 5 or so years, which has like a bigger deductible, but because I'm generally healthy, it's like, it's fine. It has the same sort of like cap, like out of pocket cap as the non HSA, but the deductible again is like a little bit bigger or whatever. You're glad because your current insurance was like, I spit. Oh no. Yeah, that's never good. I've been very fortunate in the last 20 years. I haven't had any like major medical things. I did have one thing maybe about 12 years ago where I thought I had appendicitis. Something was going on in the appendix region that did not feel good. It was like, anyway, I went to the hospital. They gave me some stuff, and then it was like, we did an MRI, we did all these tests to try to find any, and they couldn't find anything. So, and it didn't happen again. So it was like, but then all the bills came, and man, I didn't end up paying a lot of money, but it was typical US healthcare where you get a bill, and I'm looking at this bill and it's like a $1,000 or $2,000 bill, and I'm like, I should not be paying this. Like, why am I getting this bill? Then you have to get on the phone and you call and you find out, oh well, we sent it to this thing. Did you look at my insurance card? That is not the address that it said to send it to. How about you send it to the actual place? Oh, okay. And they send it, and then like, oh yeah, you owe $20 instead of $2,000. Yeah, oh, thanks. So how many people get sent bills that because they may not, anyway, whatever. And that's with insurance. Like, that was effed up. I think part of that problem was because I was in a different state at the time. Oh, no, I take it back. No, that was when I was in Virginia. No, I don't know I can't remember what the deal was. All right, there's the honeycomb. We're about halfway through this row. Let's see if we can finish this off. Oh, he had to go to the ER for a small ovarian cyst that burst. Total visit for everything was a little over 10K. And with the LabCorp insurance, you paid 200. Yeah, which is like how insurance should work. But imagine like you get a bill that's like, here's your 10K bill, and you're like, I should not be doing this, and then you have to spend hours on the phone to clarify that. Right? Like, ugh, like that's a sign that like there's a lot messed up. But again, at the moment, I've been using this HSA where you have like a health spending account, and it basically creates like an investment account from which you you pay your medical expenses. The nice thing about it is, unlike a flexible spending account, it rolls over, it gains interest. The company that I work for does a matching, so it like I get additional money that they add to it, right? The downside is, as I found out a couple years ago, when you do get a disbursement from it, you then have to pay taxes on it, and that shows up in your tax forms, because you don't actually pay taxes from it when you pay your medical bills, but you have to report that on your taxes, and then that like causes you to fill out 2 or 3 extra tax forms, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Like, oh gosh, I need to get an accountant. That doesn't cost like $2,000. When you had sterilization procedure was $40 and you paid $1,200. Oh, nice. You have that with a new company, which is nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think HSAs are becoming more. My company is clearly like trying to encourage people to consider the HSA or the HSA. And because we still have a couple other options or whatever, including a what do you call it? Co-op, not a co-op, but like it's Kaiser Permanente, which used to be the cheapest option, and now it isn't anymore, which is kind of crazy. What would you call Kaiser Permanente? It's one of these like one-stop shops. Like you go to, they've got like 3 or 4 like major facilities, and they've got their own kind of like branded stuff. Is it co-op? There's another term for it. Anyway. Hey, Swig. You thought disbursement is supposed to be tax-free if it's for a health expense? Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. It was so confusing when I filled stuff out. Like, I'm just like, nah, here's money. I will admit, right, I think at some point I described that like 2 years ago, I was making some sort of error on my tax form, and it was somewhere in the health spending account region of the tax bill. I was erring against myself, and the IRS was fixing it for me, and I was getting money back. So it was a good error. But I clearly had misunderstood something. And then like last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago, like I finally got it right, apparently. And so I think it's been more or less correct for the last year or two. But it was one of these, like, I read the forms many times. I'm not sure what goes where. I think this is right. It's all very confusing. Do I need to fill out this form? That sort of a thing. Thinking about hate about North Carolina is the hospitals will employ people that aren't covered by all insurance. Oh, but you have to see them. Oh yeah. So you can be in the hospital that your insurance covers, but there are personnel and services that's not covered in the network. Yeah, that's awful. Well, it was a funny thing, right? So I went in for my physical last week, and I told my doctor, like, hey, just so you know, I went into Cigna's website, and when I searched for your name to make the appointment, you didn't appear at all. And in previous years, she would pop up, and I would, there's the number, and I'd call, and blah, blah, blah. Because I go once a year. Again, fortunate. And I was like, I don't know what the deal is, but I had to call the insurance to say, like, is she still in my network? She's not popping up on your search engine anymore. And it took them on the line, the insurance people, like 20 minutes to verify that she was still in the network. It was crazy. I was like, I don't know that you can do anything about this, but just so you know. Anyway, so. You heard that if you save your health expense receipts today in 30 years, you can just take disbursements against those receipts. And those disbursements wouldn't incur tax. Okay, interesting. Wait, how would that? Oh, I see. So you would just pay the bill out of, like, not getting dispersed. You just pay the bill out of your pocket. And then you could claim against the receipts of the bill and get a disbursement from the actual HSA without getting taxes. Okay. Interesting. See, that's like really complicated. Like, why does it have to be that complicated? Coming to California, where this is regulated, you have a huge surprise to get separate bills that were not covered. Yeah, that's ridiculous. There should never be surprises like that, right? I mean, it's bad enough. It's so dorked up and complicated as it is. Sneaky shit, yeah. Well, it's a funny thing, right? They give you a separate credit card that's linked to that account, and it's like, well, I don't have to use this, right? Maybe I'll do that in the future if I have to do any, like, minor bills. Because that was the other thing. It was maybe like $100. The bill was like maybe $100 or something. And the amount of shenanigans that caused on the tax forms was insane. It's like, oh, come on. Like, it'd be worth the headache, or worth avoiding the headache. Just be like, yeah, like, whatever. Now, I've been maxing out that HSA. I've been maxing out that HSA for like 5 or 6 years, and so it's you know, in the low 5 digits. So it's like, well, I guess when I need to, it'll be a nice medical nest egg, I guess. Your insurance going to tell you if your OBGYN was under their umbrella, even though she's part of the healthcare organization you work for. Call the office to verify. And the poor lady was like, what? Of course she is. Why do the insurance people not know that? Which is funny, because I called I called the doctor's office first, and they're like, yeah, we have no idea. You need to call your insurance company. Man. You do recall that you can take a disbursement without claiming against the health. You just get income taxed on it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably why I got taxed. Yeah, which makes sense, right? It's like, it's money that's been put away without getting taxed. So like any, you know, IRA or whatever, if you take money out of it, then you have to pay taxes on it then. But holy crap, man. Because you're not doing it on your 1040, you're doing it on the 8834 or whatever the stupid like sub form is, and then that like causes you to create another sub form, and it's like, oh my god. it's that like shrinking moment of horror where you're like reading the instructions and it's like, if you're doing this, put in the line from form. I'm like, oh no, not another form. No, not another form. Never had that happen. But then again, you didn't need to go to the hospital or anything until 2010, so the time it was one bill and not a bunch. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Haven't done it often, but you needed a colonoscopy and such. Oh, yeah. So I did have a colonoscopy this year. No, it was last year. Oh gosh, was that already? It was last November. And I didn't get any major bills. It was actually all covered because it was, you know, old man colonoscopy. Meaning like, you must have colonoscopy. Hey, chicken. Yeah, I'm sorry for traumatizing everyone with tax forms. Tax forms and health insurance. Like the nexus of like, hey, Alpaca, how are you doing? What a cute, have you not seen the Cthulhu? Oh, we made the Cthulhu and made like lots of little hats for the Cthulhu, like kind of around August, September. I hope you've been well. Yeah, cute Thulu, cute Thulu. I kind of figured we should call cute Thulu with a QT, like QTH. But it turns out other people have used that, not surprisingly. Yeah, been around much? No, I hope you've been well though. Yeah, right. So we even made like a small version of my hat. We made lots of other hats. Like a sombrero. Sure Misfire made like a cowboy hat and a beret. So we made lots of different hats to dress up our cute Thulu. Cute Thulu, cute Thulu. Ooh, Thulu. Oh, you haven't been in crafting much. Just no time. Apparently the pronunciation is something similar to Kululu. During your nursing clinical rotation, you got to sit on a colonoscopy. Oh, how the physician kept a straight face while the half-sedated patient ripped the gnarliest fart while it be impressive. I mean, it's probably funny the first time and maybe like the first week, but after like years of doing that, you're probably like, yep, there's another one. Uwu Thulu. There has to already be an Uwu Thulu, right? You were fully sedated. You will not do one otherwise. I've gone to this place now like 3 times. I hate to say it. And I've been very impressed with their anesthesiologist. They, no, maybe it's only twice. I've had 3 colonoscopies. The other colonoscopy I had was during that appendicitis thing. That, when I had colonoscopy then, that was awful. The anesthetic, I was out. I had to be wheelchaired out. Friend drove me home and said I was like loopy. And I remember going and just having to sit on the couch for hours waiting for that stuff to wear off. This place that I've gone to now twice here in Virginia, up in this area, I wake up, boom, feel great. So I will, I still don't operate any heavy machinery. But, why... I'm wondering why so many viewers popped in when we started talking about colonoscopy. A little sus. What's going on? Get it dialed in, think of it not. Yeah, right. Hey, Retro. Just popped in from watching Midnight Sumo. Oh, nice. Yeah, they wrapped up yesterday. You saw who won overall? That was pretty cool to see. I got to catch the replay was showing the wrap-up ceremony for like all the trophies. That was crazy. All the trophies and stuff they gave away. Holy crap, I hadn't seen the award ceremony before. And then they do a whole thing where the champion rides away in a convertible and a band plays as they drive away. Yeah, so Ao Nishiki won. Ao Nishiki took the overall championship for the tournament. He's the Ukrainian. And he's currently like 3rd ranked or 4th or 5th ranked. And they've said informally that he'll get the Ozeki seat. So there's currently at the top of the rankings for the sumo tournament, there's 2 Yokozuna. And then there's typically 2 Ozeki that are next after that. And there's only 1 Ozeki currently seated because the second Ozeki got elevated to Yokozuna. So there's been a vacancy. There's supposed to be 2 Ozeki. And so it looks like Ao Nishiki will get the Ozeki appointment, which is pretty cool. Anyway, they gave away all the trophies and everything. It was ridiculous. They get like a huge supply of Wagyu beef. There was like a huge thing of tea, which was awesome. There were just all these massive trophies. Oh, it was a trophy of like mushrooms, chanko mushrooms or something. Literally like a trophy that was a glass container full of these like wonderful looking mushrooms. And I guess they do that for every tournament, which is like every 2 months. It was pretty wild. Beef, ridiculous. Tea, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, they also replayed like a really short version of all of Ao Nishiki's matches this tournament, and they were all crazy. All these words sounds like I'm just making stuff up. That's right. Ozeki. I'm sure that means something. Yeah, at some point we'll go through that. We'll go through that sumo book that I got. I got a book on sumo. And it'd be fun to kind of run through that. I've kind of picked up a lot just by watching Midnight Sumo, but you have no idea what the titles mean. Yeah, I mean, I know what the titles are, but I can't tell you. There's certain requirements to hit certain titles. So Yokozuna is the top ranking of sumo, but there doesn't just have to be one Yokozuna, which is why there's two currently. It is a reflection of the winning amount and kind of the frequency and stuff. And the same for some of the other ranks. Do the titles come with responsibilities? Yeah, so like the Yokozuna, it needs to, they've got special ceremonies, right? So all of sumo is derived from ritualistic stuff that was more about like celebrating the harvest, chasing away the the evil spirits and that sort of a thing. And so there's a lot of stuff in sumo that is still designed to be very ceremonial and things like that. And one of the things is every day the yokozuna, all of them, will do a special dance, and there's a whole ceremony and everything. So there's other things that they do and responsibilities. I do not know much of that. I'm still finding out this stuff as I watch and learn more. But it's fascinating. So there's like 5 or 6 divisions of sumo. And it's like the top 3 divisions are salaried, meaning if you're in that division, you actually get money. You get like a stipend, and then I think at least in the top 2 divisions, your matches will come with money if you win. So for example, especially in the top division, before the match, you'll see them parade banners around the dohyo, the ring. And those banners come from sponsors who have paid, like, I forget, $1,000 or $500 for that banner. And it's interesting. So out of the money they pay for that banner, a small like commission fee goes to the sumo commission or whatever. The rest of the money, what is it? It's like a small amount of the money goes into an envelope that then the winner will take if they win. And the rest goes into their savings account. So it's also interesting in that it's kind of like their retirement plan. If they win a sumo match, you'll see them grab a bundle of envelopes. That's the money contained from all the stuff. But again, like a good portion of that money automatically goes into a savings account for them, for their retirement. So kind of neat the way they have that set up. Because sumos are in essence like celebrities, right? They're not, I forget, the Japanese Sumo Association apparently like 10 or 20 years ago forbade any of the sumos to drive themselves. There were apparently like accidents were happening. And so they have to walk, or they have to take Ubers or taxis everywhere. And usually when they're going out, they're in a certain type of dress. And anyway, kind of like geisha at that point, where you're like, very few people do that anymore. And so if you're out and about, you're more like a celebrity. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. So, hey, Daioh, have a good night. Yeah, it's getting kind of late here. I'm going to finish up this row. We're going to read Azumanga Daioh, and then that's going to be it for the night. We're a little bit off kilter here. We would normally be reading Akira, but because I started late, I wanted to make sure we got more knitting in. So let's finish up this row. And I'm just realizing I may have completely missed alpacas. Okay. My brain's been everywhere tonight. And I just realized I still need to fold my laundry tonight, so that's gonna suck. I normally have that done, but again, I was out for a good chunk of the day. So I got the clothes into the dryer, but I didn't, wasn't around when they were done. Alright. Okay, so all that is correct. Let's do the final segment here, and then we'll read some Azumanga Daioh. Speaking of laundry, there we go. The weekend chore, right? Laundry. I guess I should be... I'm lucky I get to do laundry once a week. Alright, and we've got Pearl Knit to end off the row. Alright. Just got done with yours? Have you put away? No. Oh, well. Fortunately, my laundry is right behind me. So once I end stream, I will go fold my laundry, and then I have to take it with me, basically. So. All right, let's read some Azumanga Daioh. Again, we will read Akira tomorrow. When I looked at the preview for Akira, it's clearly right? Tetsuo warped into Miyako, and they were starting to talk, and it's clearly going to be like, this is the history of Akira, and it's a lot of text. So I am expecting tomorrow, I'm expecting that chapter to be very long, and rather than try to cram it in tonight, I thought we would just focus on knitting, do this, which will be short, and then oh, it's the cat is back. Awesome. And we'll call it after this. So, oh gosh, don't look at that. All right. I hate to tease this, but this is adorable. This is going to be ridiculously adorable. All right, let me get this switched over here. Usually do this on Thursday. Ah, you took the week off, and oh, nice. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, I was going to say probably Thursday. Be busy with other things, right? So let's switch over here. Manga. All right, let's go ahead and just Sakaki's, there we go, a little bit less focused. We're on Azumanga Daioh, Volume 3, Chapter 11. And again, Azumanga Daioh, Volume 3, Chapter 11.1, Part 1. Start recording. Okay, I'm not going to bother changing the stream info. It's going to be too short. All right. Okay, here we go. Once that scarf clears, let's do it. Okay, let's read Chapter 11, Part 1, Volume 3, Azumanga Daioh, Shippai, Failure. Good morning, musume. Good morning, daughter. This is musume. Good morning, daughter, or whatever. Ohayo. Oh, ohayo. Good morning. Ano aisatsu wa dou ka tomo na? Chotto. Okay. So as for that greeting, as for that salutation, she's talking about this. Good morning, daughter. Dou ka tomo na. Somehow I'm thinking, like, how was that? How was that? I think, you know, Or maybe doka to omou na. Like, don't think that was somehow. Like, I don't think that was good. Something along those lines. She was clearly like, that was a weird greeting. And Tomo's responding, chotto. What is this? Hen. It's not hensho. Chotto. No, han. Hansei. Reflection. Reconsideration. Okay, yeah. Like a little bit doing of reconsidering or reflecting. Like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm reflecting on that greeting. In other words, like, maybe that wasn't a good one. Okay, we'll just move on. I will say, Chio gets ridiculously cute in this chapter. Honin, like releasing of duty, releasing of responsibility. Yeah, non-interference, leaving something to take its own course. Okay. Bunkasai wa nani o shitara ii desu ka? So this is Bunkasai. This is the culture festival. So just after the physical education festival or physical fitness festival, there's a cultural festival. We saw this last year as well. So again, as for the cultural festival or the arts festival, how if do is good? Meaning, like, what should we do? What would be good to do for the festival? Mata iincho, fuku iincho. Yeah. So again, these two are the iincho, the chairman, and the fuku iincho, the assistant chairman. So they ran it last year too. So that's why it says mata again. Kisaten obakeyashiki. So cafe, coffee shop, or a haunted mansion, a monster house. Mata desu ka? Again, those were the recommendations last year. They ended up doing the coffee house with it was amigurumi or nuigurumi, stuffed animals, right? Iiwayo suki ni shite. Oh, it's fine, you know. Do as you like. Do whatever you like. Seito no jishusei o sonchou to ka yu no de. Seito. Pupils, jishu, like self, whatever you want. Independence, jishu sei. Yeah, independence. Okay. Soncho toka. I guess soncho, is that to respect? Yeah. So she's saying like, respecting or whatever, pupils' independence. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll just say I'm respecting or whatever the independence of the pupils, because she's saying like, yeah, do whatever you want. Gyunyu, milk. Okay, she's putting up like a suggestion box. I forget what this is. Meya Subako, a suggestion box. Okay. Kekkyoku kimarazu mata Meya Subako nani. Okay, so end result, without being decided, again, the suggestion box, whatever this is. That's mokeru, right? That's just like establishing, I guess. Yeah, setchi. establishment or installation. So setchi, installation. Installation, again, of a suggestion box because there was no result determined. Soda! That's right. It is that way. 二つを合わせてお化け屋敷喫茶ってのは combining two things and the Monster Mansion coffee saying that as for that. So basically, how about we combine the two things and we make a haunted mansion coffee house. 人がお茶飲んでる時にわーって怒かしたりすんの. Okay, people that at the time that they're drinking tea, scaring with a wah and things like that, tarisun no. Odoroku. Yeah, odoroka. Too surprising. Tarisun. I'm not sure about the tarisun. But in any case, she's explaining the idea of combining the two. So like people drinking tea and we scare them. Mo ochi ochi nonderare ne kisaten. And then already ochi ochi. Quietly, calmly drinking without being able to do that, coffee shop. Ochi ochi nonderarenu kisaten. これはいけるかも? As for this thing, it's able to go probably? Like it might work? Ikeru? I'm not quite getting the meaning here. And what do we have here? Breiku? Breiku? That's just break. Breiku. Like a breakthrough? Break. Suddenly becoming popular? Okay, maybe it's that. Like, is that suddenly popular? I don't know. Okay, mo ochi ochi nonderarenu kisaten. As for this, would it work maybe? Maybe that's what she's trying to say. Like, would that work maybe? Not being able to drink? Like a coffee house where you're not able to drink quietly? Maybe that would work. And then bureiku, either a break or is that suddenly popular? Anyway, shogakusei no kyushoku mitai da na. An elementary school kyushoku. School lunch, it's like that, isn't it? It's like the school lunch of an elementary school. Or, yeah, an elementary school student. Not being able to drink, not being able to have your tea quiet or whatever, drink quietly. All right, well, anyway. Bikkuri kissa. Is it just kissa when it's alone? Yeah, tea house, okay. Usually it's almost always kissaten. But you can have it alone. Okay. Again, bikkuri means to be shocked or surprised. So the like shocking or surprising tea house. Or the tea house where you get shocked or surprised. demo chotto e kamo. Well, but a little bit good, probably. Like, well, that might be good. Kamo, maybe. Soka? Is that so? Really? Bikkuri, being surprised. Kohi nondottara. This way, when drinking coffee, nanto naka ni nanto naka ni gokibori ka? Gokibori ga? Like somehow in the middle there's a cockroach? Yeah, okay, so being surprised coffee house, right? Or tea house. So yeah, when you go to drink your coffee, somehow in the middle, there's a cockroach? Gokibori? Oh, nei-chan. Onnai nattoru nya. Wow, hey big sis, like what's happening here? Meaning nei-chan, meaning maybe like the waitress or whatever. But like, hey, what's happening? What's becoming here? それはお化け屋敷じゃないだろ. As for that a monster mansion, a haunted house, it isn't, right? Like it's not a haunted house. Okay. We're going. Obake Kisa. Now we have the monster tea house. Waitress-san ga mina obake no kakko shiteru toka. Okay, so the waitress, everyone, monster form or doing, something like that. So Chio is trying to work out what this idea might be of like combining these things. So she's saying the waitresses or the wait staff, they're all in the shape or just a form, appearance like monsters, things like that. What is this? Nani to na sen dakedo sore wa bikkuri shinai daro. Okay, so what is that first kanji? Dato. What is this? Gentle, peaceful. Okay. Okay, so proper, valid, appropriate. Dato na sen dakedo. So that's a valid, appropriate line, maybe like line of thought, having the waitresses like be like monsters. But as for that, surprising not doing, right? Like that's not going to be surprising or shocking, right? Bikkuri shinai to dame nano. If don't do surprising, is that no good? Meaning double negative, meaning like, do we have to surprise them? Chio-chan. Nurikabe. Oh, nurikabe yatte. So she's saying, oh, Chio-chan, you could do being the nurikabe. The nurikabe is one of these yokai spirits that's the wall, right? Yeah. So nurikabe means plaster or mortar covered wall. It's been a while, but if I remember this right, there is a yokai monster that you can encounter on dark nights that will bar your path. The nurikabe will be in your way and you won't be able to go forward because it's just a giant wall. And so it's one of these monsters that whatever, and that's the nurikabe. Nurikabe? Plaster wall? Nande desu ka? Why? Like, why? Why that one? Kawaii kamo? Probably cute. Maybe cute. Kabe Chio. Wall Chio. So there she is as the nurikabe with her hair. Hi, milk tea desu yo. Here you go. It's milk tea. Batan. Ooh. Okay, so this is just Osaka thinking what this might look like. All right, what is this? Something kisaten. So whatever this is, like failing coffee house. Yeah, ketsu. Kekkan? Yeah, defect. Defect, deficiency, coffee house. Kekkan kisaten. Hoka ni obake te nani ga iitakke? Okay, so talking about other monsters, obake, something exists. Was it again? Like, were there other monsters? Ke is a way to say like, what was that again, or what could that be? So something existed. Was there something to do? Karakasu to ka ippon ashi no. Oh, right. Yeah. So, the parasol or something like that with one leg. So this is, if you look up the parasol yokai monster, it'll be on one leg because it's the handle for the parasol. So karakasu. No, karakasa, sorry. Kasa is umbrella. So karakasa is a paper umbrella, like a parasol. And here's now Osaka. Pyon hop kasha. Akan obake kisa ni wa nani zoku teki kekkan ga aru de. Okay, so, this is no good. As for to the monster coffee house or tea house, it's, I guess, like flaws, defects exist. And what is this? Is this kozoku? No. Kozo. Yeah, structural. Structural flaws exist to the like monster tea house idea, basically. Yeah, structural. Kozo. Huh? All right. Okay, that is the halfway point for the chapter. So they're trying to work through the ideas of what they're going to do for the arts festival, the Bunkasai. We'll see. Apparently, so far they think their ideas are flawed. We'll see what they come up with when we finish off chapter 11, part 1 next time. Okay. Oh man, it's way too late. All right, let's get to it. Oh. They're doing the replay on midnight, but they're past the trophies. Otherwise, I'd go raid. All right, we're gonna go raid. I need to get out of here fast, so we're gonna go raid the Mexican runner. All right, and don't forget, grab a raid, and don't forget that Real Chicken Meister will be streaming here in about 30 minutes. So if you're going to be awake, hang around and check out the awesome woodblock print carving. Otherwise, we are going to raid out to the Mexican runner, who is currently running, what is this, Boat Duel. I don't even recognize that one. Boat Duel? Some old NES game. This is a rerun, but always fun to watch that stuff. Anyway, all right. Hey, if I don't see you this week, yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving. We will be streaming this week. I think it's kind of a normal schedule, but that's right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll probably be streaming most of the week. I may get on some extra time to play some video games. We got a lot of video games to play, including Pokemon and Kirby, maybe. Oh, and Hyrule Warriors. I'd rather play Hyrule Warriors. But we'll see. Again, I'd also want to do some extra stuff like clean up around here and whatnot. So, but I'll probably hop on a couple hours early here and there just to do some more video games. So, hope you